What's up, guys? Coach Vassar. Thank you for joining me with OTF Audio Daily Beats. As always, if you're new, appreciate you tuning in, listening to me talk about these workouts. If you find value in them, appreciate that. Information is in the description to support me. As always, any feedback, comments, recommendations, let me know. We're going to talk about Tuesday, September 9th, which will repeat on Thursday, the 25th. We're going to see endurance on the treads, power on the rower, strength on the weight floor. We'll talk about the 2G and then talk about the 3G. So key concept for the 2G today, we're going to see 4 blocks on the treads. We'll start slowly increase in intensity, then we move into strong pushes. We then flip it and decrease intensity and finish with powerful all-outs. For the rower, we'll have 45-second all-out row each time. In the first rowing block, you only get about 15 seconds to recover. In the second block, recovery is now 45 seconds. On the floor, we'll see 2 blocks. Complete an exercise on one side, paired up with a core movement for the time remaining, and then use the remaining time to recover. On the next round, we'll hit the other side. For today's setup, you just need the dumbbells, but if you have space that allows it, maybe leave benches out for some options here. Now, looking at the tread side, we're going to see 4 blocks here. Blocks 1 and 3 are inverses. Blocks 2 and 4 are similar, but a little bit different. Okay, so the highlight for today is on the treads for block 1 and 3, it is member paced. The speed they start at will dictate how quickly things will change for them. All right. The goal here for the power walkers is every time they complete 0.05 miles, they're going to increase their incline by 0.5 up to 2%. Joggers and runners, every 0.1, they'll increase their speed by 0.1 up to 0.5. They don't have any specific callouts for the bikes and striders in the daily beat, but I would approach it the same way in terms of, hey, every 0.4 on the old bike, every 0.3 on the old strider, the new bike and the new strider, let's add a gear at the very least. Where they start is also kind of up to them, and it's kind of dependent on that. Either way, as they go throughout the block, the amount of time it takes for them to collect distance shortens up for the joggers and runners as they increase speed. So they will, extrapolate upward on that increase of intensity. Power walkers, if they keep their walk speed the same, then it's just going to be a nice steady increase to intensity for them, since their distance is dictated by their speed and not the actual incline. The incline will help challenge the perceived effort though. So if they start at base, they'll be in the green, and then over time, heart rate will slowly trend up until they get uncomfortable, and then that's about it. Now, if they start higher than that, maybe a very conservative push, like 1 over the base, they're starting faster, which means they're going to rack up mileage quicker, which means they're going to have to increase faster as well. So it just kind of builds on itself. Things like this I really love to do on my own with these, progressive builds. We used to do these a lot back in the day. It was, progressive hill climb or progressive builds. We don't do those anymore specifically, but it's kind of like this, which is kind of cool to see. The main thing though is wherever they end, they need to remember that speed, that incline, the gear, what have you, because they'll need that in block 3. All right. Now, at the end of that 6-minute block, there's 75 seconds to recover. Most likely people will finish at around what feels like a push, maybe feels like a push all out. So they should definitely need some time to walk, bring that heart rate down, and then get back to base. Block 2, we're going to see 45 seconds of work, 75 seconds of active recovery for 2 rounds, and then a bonus 45-second push to end the block before they do a 90-second walk recovery. So 45 push, 75 base. Intention is to maintain or increase the push without sacrificing the base. So you could keep it simple by just sticking with the parameters. Power walkers 8+, joggers and runners start at 1 up to 2 over the base, and then 3 or 4 gears over base for the bike and strider. At the end of that last push, like I said, they get 90 seconds to recover, and then back to base when they're ready. Block 3 is where we take the finishing point of block 1. They start there, and now they do the opposite. So as they cover distance, they lower down. So what we'll see in block 1, where it kind of shot up, now it's going to shoot down quick. So they start fast, heart rate shoots up, and then as they take away speed, heart rate will start to level out, and then over time it starts to come down. Very reminiscent of a workout we did a while back where we started at base, and then we also ended the block at base. So they start strong, and then they hopefully finish feeling strong as well. Okay. But then we have the bonus block. One thing to keep in mind is because they hopefully make it back to where they started from block one, maybe they're at base, that 75-second walk recovery, they may feel like they only need 10, 15, 20 seconds to walk, and then I can get back to base, and that'd be a great thing to see. Last block is a bonus one, 45 all out, 45-second walk. They have 3 rounds, and the goal is to maintain or increase the all-out intensity. So 10 plus for the power walkers, 2 or more over their base for the joggers and runners, bikes and striders, 6 gears over base, and then 60 up to 100 RPMs. And then hopefully we see some ups and downs, peaks and valleys of heart rate response. Now, when we look at the weight floor, blocks 1 and 3 will be done at the floor in a rep and recover style format. That is where you will be timing a majority of the work today. And then blocks 2 and 4 will be done over at the rowers. So with block 1, we're going to see 90 seconds for each round. Round 1 and 3 is on the right side. Rounds 2 and 4 are on the left side. So we're going to see a lateral lunge to a single arm upright row on the right for 8 reps. After that, they have the bodyweight crab alternating toe tap for 8 total reps. Now for that lateral lunge to single arm upright row, their recommendation for an option is a single arm squat to that single arm upright row. So the dumbbell's gonna be at the side, they'll squat and then pull it up. If you wanna keep that lateral motion, you could have them do like a lateral shift and then hit that upright row with a wide stance, or even do like lateral step ups if that's another alternative for someone to use. And then with that crab alternating toe tap, very tough movement on the shoulders, working on that stability as they kind of press up out of the ground, but also it requires a lot of coordination and strong hips and core. They recommend a bodyweight crab, which is like a more extended version of a bridge. So if that's really tough for someone, they have tight shoulders, tight chest, they could do a bridge or even like a bridge leg march as an alternative. So round 1, they hit the right side. When they're done with those 2 movements, they rest. Round 2, now they do the left. Round 3, back to the right. Round 4, they hit the left. And also on round 4, instead of rest at the end, they now have a bonus of that bodyweight boat hold until time is called. So very tough core movement. Really try to get them to sit up out of their tailbone, really lift up that chest, lean back so they feel the entire abdominal wall while they're doing that. If they round over and kind of hunch in, they're gonna feel a lot of pressure in the lower back. Now, during that 75-second recovery, they have to head to the rowers as you get the treads also set up. For the rowers, it's just under 5 minutes. I would have people just do new interval at the start. The first all out, they'll go with you with that push on the treads, but then they have about 15 seconds to recover. So you could have them essentially start a round every minute on the minute. So when you start the block, that's the first one, 45 seconds recover for 15. At minute 1, they go again. Minute 2, they go again, so on and so forth. If they need more time to recover, that's fine, but ideally, they only take about 15 seconds. The intention here is to work on endurance of power. So how explosive can they be? And then can they keep that on following rounds, which is very tough to do. So unless people kind of conserve the first few, if they go really hard, 15 seconds, obviously nowhere near enough time to recover, because in a true power format like this, usually it's the opposite. It's 3 times the amount of recovery compared to work. So really, maximal performance, it'd be a 15-second all out, 45-second recovery. But most members tend to not operate in that capacity. So either way, it's gonna feel pretty tough if they do this right for 45 and rest for 15. When we go into block 3, we're back to that rep and recover. We're gonna see the half kneel and single arm neutral grip shoulder press to overhead stand. So this is where you're gonna have that dumbbell, you'll be on the knee, you'll press up, keep that arm locked out, stand up, bring it down, and then come back down. So a lot of shoulder stability work. If that's really tough, my alternative choice would be to work on that half kneel to stand, because a lot of people suffer from strength in the lower body. So going really heavy on that will help challenge their legs and their core. They might not be able to have that shoulder stability up. So there is like a, yin and yang, which one do you want to focus on to help strengthen someone. But just like in block 1, they'll do the right arm for the block round 1, and then they have the alternating full V up for 8 reps. So one leg will come up as both hands reach up all the way back down. Round 2, they'll hit the left side. Round 3, right side. Round 4, left side. And then a full V-up hold, which is way harder than the boat hold. So go back to a boat or even just a crunch hold as an alternative. And now for the rower, this is going to be timed up with the treads. 45 all out, 45 walk for 3 rounds. And we want to maintain or increase the all out intensity. For that one, I would have them go into just new interval as well, because it is a recovery row. So have them look at their wattage around 3 or 4 strokes in. Can they keep those watts as they finish out that row, recover, and then at the start, check in about 3 or 4 strokes into that next all out. Where's that top wattage? Can they keep it there? Now, on the 3G, we're going to see block 1 is set up like block 1 on the 2G for the treads. So 6-minute tread block, every 0.1, 0.05, make their changes. Block 2, standard push base combo. They're going to have 1-minute push, 30-second base, and the goal is to maintain or increase the push intensity every round. So we're going to see a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds with a 1-minute all out at the end. After that, the rower is going to be a similar approach as block 1 rower. So they're going to do a 1-minute all out, take about 30 seconds to recover, looking for about 3 or 4 rounds. And then block 2, it's going to be a 250-meter push row paired up with the squat jump for 8 reps. And they'll just repeat that, so same distance. So the goal is to match or beat their row time. And then they'll finish up with a 1-minute all out with the treads. And then the weight floor, it's actually the block 1 and block 2, but one key difference here is on block 1, they do have that boat hold at the very end of round 4. In block 2, at the end of round 4, they're going to recover, and then at the 6-minute mark, when the treads and rowers do their all out, they're going to do another round of the alternating crab toe tap for 30 seconds and the alternating V-up for 30 seconds. So they will hit those 2 core movements for the final minute nonstop. So a lot of ab work if they do it right. And that's it. That's going to be your workout for Tuesday, September 9th, Thursday on the 25th. Any feedback, let me know. Otherwise, coach it down.